All right. So apparently, Senator John Kennedy is whooping somebody's ass in this. So, let's check this out, shall we? All righty.
Your and Ms. Hemingway's testimony and Professor Turk. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I apologize for having to miss the testimony of some of you, and I appreciate you coming today. Professor Franks, let me ask you, I listened to your and Ms. Hemingway's testimony and Professor Turley, so I got part of it. As I understand it, your position, Professor Franks, is that I think you used the word myth. It is a myth that the Biden administration used government to compel speech, private speech, but that the Trump administration is doing that. Is that a fair characterization?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Do you think perhaps you're allowing your personal political beliefs to affect your objectivity here?
No, I do not. What is guiding my answers here is that I'm looking to see what the Supreme Court has said. You notice that in the testimony about the censorship and industrial complex.
I got that part.
I just want to clarify.
No, but I've only got 5 minutes. Your answer is no, as I appreciate it. Let me ask you a couple questions. You wrote a law review article in December of 2023 for the New York University Law Review, and it was about the two cases, Bruin, Supreme Court case, and Dobbs. Remember that article?
Yes, I do.
Okay. In this article, you said, I'm going to quote your words. Taken together, these two cases demonstrate that the Supreme Court has embraced the use of the Constitution as a tool of racial patriarchy. End quote. Did you say that?
Yes.
Okay. And then you went on to say, quote, when the Supreme Court declares that there is a constitutional right to armed self-defense in public, it openly embraces and promotes a culture that privileges white men's ability to terrorize and kill those that they perceive as threats. Close quote. Did I read that correctly?
I believe so. Thank you for reading.
Okay. And did you...
But wouldn't everybody else have the right to carry too? Like, I don't...
You also say in that article, I'm going to quote again, and kill those that Supreme Court declares that there is a constitutional right to armed self-defense in public.
Okay.
It openly embraces and promotes a culture that privileges white men's ability to terrorize and kill those that they perceive as threats.
Yeah, no, because everyone would have the right to carry. So, I mean, on the dark side of it, yeah, I guess any group could get together and decide to terrorize people if they wanted to. Or you could have groups of people getting together and protecting the community. You know what I'm saying?
Close quote. Did I read that? By simultaneously, quote, by simultaneously expanding white men's right to kill and constricting women's right not to die, this Supreme Court, referring to the current United States Supreme Court, has turned the Constitution into a homicide pact as well, close quote. Did you write that?
That sounds like me.
Okay.
Homicide pact.
In November of 2024, you tweet, don't you?
I'm not sure what the current terminology is for it, but yes, I am sometimes on the social platform that was formerly known as Twitter.
Yeah, you're on a lot, aren't you?
I'm not sure what the relevance of that is.
You're trying to be provocative on there, don't you?
Here we go.
Again, I'm not sure what the relevance
Here we go.
Let me show you the relevance. November 7th, 2020.
She knows exactly the relevance. She's lying. When people start talking like that, I don't know the relevance of that. sure what you mean.
24. From your tweet. Here's one of your tweets at 2:41 p.m. Quote, the majority of Americans hate women.
False. The majority of us love women. Are the majority of us women, by the way? Probably, since men are always, doing something crazy or stressed out and, other things that take themselves out. And all men have mothers and grandmothers and aunts and sisters and daughters. And the majority of us love all of them. So that's a lie.
The majority of Americans hate women more than they love anything, including democracy. Close quote. Did I read that correctly?
The hell?
I am not sure what this has to do with the subject matter of this.
Did you say it?
I do not have those words in front of me. I probably said something along those lines, but what is the relevance of that to this
Here it is, Nick Dallas, right there.
Yes.
But your political beliefs don't impact your feelings about President Biden or President Trump.
I don't have feelings about either of them. What I have
Sounds
is
to me like you have your favorite feeling is anger.
Gosh, she sounds like a super uptight feminist. Oh, good Lord, she is not happy. I can tell. And she's not bad looking. I don't know what is going wrong in her life. Good Lord, man.
Let me ask you this. You issued another tweet. This was in May of 2022. You've just been tweeting up a storm.
Good Lord.
You said, quote, there's a reason why the conservative-dominated Supreme Court thinks the Constitution does not contain a right to an abortion, but is convinced that it contains an individual right to possess firearms. And that reason is white male supremacy. Close quote. Did I read that correctly?
Is there a question in...
Wait a minute.
And that reason why the conservative dominate... You said, quote, there's a reason why the conservative-dominated Supreme Court thinks the Constitution does not contain a right to an abortion, but is convinced that it contains an individual right to possess firearms. And that reason is white male supremacy.
Wait a minute. White male supremacy is how? I need that explained to me. Because I know that it does exist and there's certain groups like that. And while the idea of white supremacy does exist, how is that responsible for not believing that it's a right to kill your unborn child? Because you laid down with someone that you didn't want to, or it's the wrong time, or you didn't want to take care of the child, or, for your irresponsible decision, someone else has to lose their life. I'm trying to find the connection between white male supremacy and we shouldn't kill our unborn children.
Close quote. Did I read that correctly?
Is there a question in this?
Did I read that correctly? That's
is there
my
a question that is relevant to this hearing?
Did I read that correctly? Do you really think that the United States Supreme Court, you're an officer of the court, is guided by white male supremacy?
I believe that the First Amendment prohibits the president and other state officials for punishing people for
Did you honestly say that, Professor? And you expect us,
that the First
as
Amendment,
a Democratic witness, to take you seriously? Are you kidding me?
I believe that you should take
You
the
heard
First
of
Amendment
curb
Get her!
enthusiasm? Here's my saying, curb my nausea.
Get her, Kennedy.
I believe that you should
The
take the First
time has
Amendment
expired. Thank
seriously.
you. Senator Durbin.
Good Lord. I'm glad I watched this. Man. Wow. I still tell you, man, I think that, here's the thing. I think there's a lot of good people that believe that abortion is okay. Here's the problem. I think that abortion is one of the darkest, most evil, sadistic, inhuman, unfeeling things that we've been socialized to believe is okay. There have been different things that have happened in human history where people were socialized to believe that these horrific acts were okay. All it takes is finding out who the founder of Planned Parenthood is and what their goals were. You take down that trip down history memory lane, especially if you're black and you find out the truth of that and you still support it, I think you probably beyond help. I don't know what to do for you. And if you're any other color and you find that out, what they had planned and what they wanted to do, I don't know what to do for you. You've been socialized into believing it's okay. And I think especially you got women fighting for that right. And it's like, I thought you were supposed to be the more caring of the two sexes. I thought you were supposed to be the more nurturing of the two genders. Why would you fight for that right? To kill an unborn, innocent human being. And don't bring in the whole, the three exceptions. Don't bring them in because they're less than 1%. The rest are all people being irresponsible. That's it. Okay, you bring a new life into this world. It's your responsibility to take care of it. Period. Or give it to someone who does want to take care of it. From what I understand, there are like 2 million people on the adoption waiting list. So don't say, oh, there's not families waiting. Post your comments down below. Let me know what you all think. If you enjoyed my thoughts and reaction on this, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers. Woo! Man, Senator John Kennedy still remains my favorite politician. Him and Trump, man, running neck and neck.